Hey, what's up, guys? Boomy here. And in this video, we're going to be talking about vitamin O, and that would be oxygen, the power of oxygen to help the body to bring itself back into balance. So, what I'm going to do in this video, and my phone would start ringing right now, is to give you a bunch of great information on what cell oxygenation is about, how you can oxygenate your cells, what the benefits are to oxygenating your cells. And so, I'm not going to say this is going to be a quick video because I want to give you lots of great information. So, back in 2016, when I was first exposed to this information, the power of oxygen in the body, I called one of my health mentors and I said, "Well, somebody is talking about oxygen and these oxygen drops and why we need oxygen." And so my kids are trying to get in touch with me right now as I do this. I'm doing a video about the benefits of oxygen in the body. So
Okay. I'll try that later.
okay, great. Bye-bye. So I said, well, what's up with this oxygen? Because I learned a lot about minerals and using minerals to heal the body, but I had never heard about oxygen. So Walt was like, Boomy, if you have your hands on a great oxygen product, girl, you have a hold of something. He said, think about this. How long can you go without food? I was like, well, Jesus went 40 days. And he said, well, how long can you go without water? About 4 days. Then he said, how long can you go without oxygen? And I thought about it, and he was like, try going 4 minutes without oxygen, and something not too good is going to happen. He said, so oxygen is the human body's number one most vital nutrient. And so the light bulb went off for me. I was like, oh, so here's a guy. He didn't sell anything that had to do with oxygen. I just depended on his health expertise because he had helped me so much over the years and taught me so much. And he was saying, girl, if you have your hands on a great oxygen product, you have a hold of something. Oxygen is the human body's number one most vital nutrient. But how often do you hear people talking about oxygen, oxygenating your cells? We hear about vitamins, of course, we hear about minerals, but we never hear just about oxygen. So I was introduced to a doctor named Dr. Krauss, and Dr. Krauss wrote this book, Oxygen, Nature's Most Important Dietary Supplement. So the title of his book was right in alignment with what my mentor Walt said, that like if you have your hands on a great oxygen product, girl, you have a hold of something. And this book is Oxygen's Importance in Maintaining and Sustaining Life. So this book right here from Dr. Krauss gives like all the science behind oxygen and how it works in the body. And so, for example, see right here is talking about therapies and recharging the immune system that have to do with oxygen. Is talking about how pain is caused by a lack of oxygen. It's talking about cellular energy through your cells readily getting more oxygen. It's talking about what happens when you are oxygen deficient, all the bad things that happen in your body when you're oxygen deficient. And you all saw yesterday, I put a post up that showed how back in, hi Iona, how are you? Back in Iona, back in 19, I think it was 36, Dr. Otto Warburg got the Nobel Prize in medicine for his research in oxygen and how it works in the body, and noted that all pain, all suffering, all disease can be traced back to a lack of oxygen at the cellular level. And when a cell is has a 35% deficit in its oxygen, that then it gets put in a state where cancer can readily duplicate, and you don't want so that to happen. So cancer cannot thrive in a well oxygenated environment. Iona says, "What book is this?" I'm gonna put it up here again. Can you all see it? O2 Oxygen, nature's most important dietary supplement, and it's not that easy to find. Sometimes you can find it on Amazon, sometimes not. If you see it in a blue cover, it's the same thing, but it's Dr. Can y'all see that? Let me move it over. Dr. Stephen Kraus, Krauss. So like if I'm making a video and I'm talking about the power of oxygen, yeah, I have my own story of how oxygenation has really helped me, but there's science behind it. It's not just a product or something that I'm pushing and want to sell. It's about the foundation of how the body heals itself, right? So oxygenating those cells should be foundational for you. Let me share some testimonies. So I was hearing about these O2 drops and how you can oxygenate your cells and how there's several oxygen products out there, but you want something that's safe, not caustic, something that is pH balanced, safe enough for babies. So back in 2016, I was introduced to this amazing oxygen product and started using it. And the first testimony was my mom. She had developed some condition under her arm where it got so swollen that she could hardly put her arm down against her body. And it had gotten red and black and cracked. So she went to the doctors like anybody would. And so she went to the dermatologist first. He gave her some cream. She started using it. Nothing happened. It didn't work. She was like, okay, I got to get a second opinion. Went to the internist to figure out, hey, what is this? I don't know. I have this condition under my arm. It hurts so bad. And he had no clue what it was, no clue. So it was around that time that we were hearing about something called these O2 oxygen drops, and that not only could you use it sublingually under your tongue, but you could also use these oxygen drops on the skin topically. Because guys, our skin is our biggest organ, right? So it can go through our cells in our skin. What's up, Tina? How you doing? And so she started using the drops on her underarm. And listen to this, talking about it helped with pain. In like 10 minutes, all the pain that she had been in was gone. She kept putting it on several times a day under her arms. By day 4, the redness was gone, the blackness was gone, the rash was gone. It just looked like a normal healed up underarm in 4 days. When the prescriptions didn't work from the doctors, and the doctors couldn't even figure out what it was. And when that happened, we were like, oh my gosh, we've got a hold of something. Because you give something to your mother, if it don't work, she's going to tell you that is not working. She was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I gotta tell people about this. So yes, I own. I will send you a screenshot of the book. So it was just such a powerful testimony. We just started telling everybody what happened for my mother, and then I've always had a lot of acne challenged skin. I was running to the dermatologist, getting all of these retina A's and Diana and this and that for my skin. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in my 40s. I should not have bumps all over my face like this. Well, I heard that you could put these drops, these oxygen drops and minerals on your skin. And I started doing that. After about 3 days, I could start to see a difference. I kept on using it and it was amazing. I mean, I don't know, some of you see my before and after picture, but my skin just cleared up. Like I thought I would never ever get compliments on my skin. I always had to use foundation. Like I didn't feel like Mary Kay foundation was my friend. I didn't feel confident going out without foundation. Now I never use foundation. Like I haven't used foundation in years since I started using the oxygen drops. And literally, there would be times where people would think that I had on foundation and I didn't. This is because putting the oxygen, here are the oxygen drops right here, oxygenating the cells on my skin, I guess helped to with the blood flow, and it brought the nutrients to the skin, and it just helped with my complexion. It evened out. Even during the times of the month where I would have some breakouts, it wouldn't be as much. And so, yeah, thanks to putting oxygen on my face, I haven't had to use anything from the dermatologist in years. And ladies, it has anti-aging properties. Like people are like, oh, you don't look 50. I'm like, I've been using these drops on my face for like 6 years. I'm trying to reverse the aging process or stave it off, right? And so after I wash my skin, I just drop the oxygen drops on my face because it's oxygen and minerals is patted in and let it soak up into my skin. Tina says Mary Kay was her friend too. Absolutely. Let me read some of these other comments. Tina said, I had the same experience your mom had. The O2 drops work miracles on that area under the arm. It was painful and swollen. Wow, you had the same thing? Man, okay. And let's see. Iona says, are those drops available on my website? I need to send you that as well. Yes, they are available on my website. But also, look right here, guys. I was going to tell you about this. I keep a supply and have a bunch so it can get to people fast. If people say, I want this, and I'm going to tell you about this, the O2 Immune. But if you want some, you call me. I got a bunch for you. I just ordered so that way I can get it into the mail to people like same day, next day, because I'm on a crusade. But let me share with you this magazine, this newspaper article. Doctors recommend liquid oxygen formula. And if you want me to send you like some research or whatever, some written information, I will do that. Just send me your inbox me your email address. Look at this. Look at all these things that this liquid oxygen formula helps with. I'm gonna list this off. Creates more energy, relieves MS symptoms, heals the body faster, decreases tumors, seen those testimonies, improves hearing and sense of smell, seen both of those testimonies for people, relieves edema, restores breathing. I had a lady who was like, she said she would have an asthma attack every weekend. And her husband was telling her, she's from Chicago, her husband was telling her, I think Gina, and Gina's husband was saying, you need to try these as oxygen drops that I heard about. She was like, no, no, no. So one weekend she had this really bad asthma attack. Things got so bad. She said, well, it's not going to hurt. Let me try them. So while she was waiting for the ambulance to come, she put these drops under her tongue and the asthma attack stopped before the ambulance got there. And then she didn't have, since she started using the O2 drop, she didn't have not one asthma attack. And then listen to this. So then she found out she had some type of tumor growing in her stomach. And so the doctors ended up removing the tumor, and they were like, this type of tumor is always cancerous. Like it was huge, it was like 7 pounds. And they couldn't figure out why it was not cancerous. And she said, Boomy, I know it was because I was flooding my body with oxygen to help with the breathing issues. I didn't realize that it would be supporting me in this on a cellular level, and it helped her not to have the that tumor to be cancerous. Praise the Lord. That was a powerful testimony. What else does it do? Decrease recovery time for athletes. So this isn't just for sick people. I mean, everybody needs to put oxygen in their cells, but for athletes, they know about the oxygen uptake in the blood, how it helps them to perform better, helps to get the lactic acid out of the muscles faster for recovery time. Clear the brain fog. That just makes sense. You get oxygen in the brain, you can think better, relieve lupus symptoms, and more. So this paper right here is filled with all types of testimonies. And as you see here, you see that dog. Do dogs have cells? Absolutely. The pet testimonies are incredible because anything that has cells can benefit from the oxygenation of cells. So people have been putting the liquid oxygen drops and minerals into their pets' water bowls. And literally, we've seen dogs who were like not running around anymore, couldn't barely make it up the steps. Now they were back to their old self running outside again. We've had people whose pets had tumors growing on them and they started applying it to their dog's belly and the tumors shrunk. So yeah, very, very powerful. Savella said, I need to get my sister to try that on her hands. She has bad eczema. So I've got some pictures, guys, of before and after. We have eczema before and after pictures. We have people who actually have used the drops on their hair, right? And we got before and after pictures of this, of a guy who was bald and his progress before, during, and after of his hair growing back. A lady who had lost her hair on her temples, ladies. We know a lot of people who suffer with that, and her hair growing back. So a lot of great testimonies. So that's why we call the liquid stabilized oxygen a miracle in a bottle, because we've never seen one product at this price point that's so safe, that does so much for so many people. Let me share a couple more things with you before I go. So we're talking about oxygenating your cells, guys, improving health at the cellular level. I need to put, oh, you can use it in your eyes. And let's talk about that. I got testimonies on YouTube of people's eye health improving. People who have like glaucoma and have the eye pressure, using the drops and going back, and their pressure has decreased. Glaucoma, cataracts, thighs, dry eyes, so many testimonies of it improving. And remember, I said it's pH balance, so it's safe enough for the eyes. It's safe enough for infants, for a newborn baby. You're not going to find any other oxygen product that's safe enough for a newborn baby out there. But just to let me just read this one thing from the textbook of medical physiology. It's no surprise then that scientists have determined that low levels of oxygen can disrupt the body's ability to function correctly. All chronic pain, suffering, and diseases are caused from a lack of oxygen at the cell level, states Dr. Arthur C. Guyton, MD, in the textbook of medical physiology. You can look this up yourself. Sufficient oxygen helps the body in its ability to rebuild itself and maintain a strong and healthy immune system. Hello, guys. We know that's very important these days. We all should be boosting our immune system. And a growing number of researchers have confirmed that the best way to improve health may be related to the optimum oxygenation of every cell. Okay. So, whether a person uses these oxygen drops and puts them in their water, a lot of people do that, straight under the tongue, sublingually, 15 drops 3 times a day. You hold it there for a couple minutes, let it seep in sublingually to get into the capillaries, whether you're using it on your skin, in your eyes, in the ears, for ear infections, for your babies, for you, cuts, burns, scrapes, bruises, rashes. Remember, oxygen is a healer. It's used for all the body's major processes. Now, disclaimer, I'm not saying that this particular product treats, cures, or heals anything. You got to give that disclaimer with Western medicines, right? I'm not saying that, but what we're saying is this: when you give the body what it needs in a form that it can use it in, the body will do amazing things, and that is to heal itself. So you give it what it needs, which is the oxygen, and some amazing things will happen. So hit me up, because guys, I've got a buy 2 bottles, get 1 free special. So I have a deal, a great deal for you. So you can get 1 bottle to try it out. But if you like, oh, I've ordered it before, I need some more, or wait a minute, I'm a believer just from what you're sharing. If you buy 2, I'll throw in a 3rd bottle at no cost. So you'll get 3. I'll send you 3, but you only paid for 2. And you'll realize that oxygen drops, these O2 drops, are something that you need every single day. So Tina Smith says, my daughter injured her knee one day with a vigorous workout at the gym. It was huge, painful. She could barely walk. She tried everything without success. Out of desperation and weeks of agony, she rubbed O2 drops religiously several times a day on her knee and under her tongue. To her amazement, her knee went back to normal after just a few days. Guys, I'm telling you, cell oxygenation. You hear a lot of things being talked about on YouTube. You hear a lot of things being talked about in sponsored ads on Facebook, but nobody's talking about cell oxygenation. They may be talking about, oh, you take this mineral, and that's good to take minerals, and it'll help to increase the oxygen in your body. But how about putting oxygen in? Liquid stabilized oxygen, putting actually liquid stabilized oxygen in with these minerals are also in here in a proprietary blend that will support you at the cellular level. Now, before we go, let's just talk about what is this right here? O2 Immune. Have you heard about this? So O2 Immune is an oxygen infused nasal spray. So it's the O2 drops, the liquid stabilized oxygen, but with a more potent form of zinc. You probably, since 2020 been hearing more about the power of zinc to kill pathogens. So what you're going to do is I do 3 squirts up each nostril several times a day. People have told me it helps them with allergies, it helps to fight colds. If you have some pathogens harboring in the mucus passageways back there, it can help to kill them. So definitely, you know what I'll do also, if you want to try this out, if you get 2 of the oxygen drops, and I'll throw in a nasal spray for free while supplies last. So I will do that as well. But I like try to I don't go on vacation or anywhere without my O2 drops. My grandchildren know to ask for O2 drops when, oh, I got a boo boo, I got a cut, I got a burn, whatever. They know to come and ask for O2 drops. As soon as they come, I'm like, oh, let me put this in your mouth. And even before we got the nasal spray, because you shouldn't share the nasal spray with anybody. So you could share the actual drops because you're not touching it to your mouth. So you could share that if you had to, but everybody should have their own. But definitely do not share the nasal spray. Put your name on it or your spouse's name so everybody can have their own nasal spray. But my grandchildren, they know the deal, how to open their mouth. Let me put it under their tongue and hold it there. Charlotte says, "Hi, Boomy. O2 drops are amazing." Yes, they absolutely are. So, guys, in this time where most people probably watching this are around my age, you're approaching 50 or older. Maybe some of you happen to be in your 20s or 30s, but the time to start paying more attention to our health, to your health, is now. It's right now. Like, and as good as you're doing, you can do better. All of us can do better. We can do better with our food choices. We can do better with our quality of water. We can do better with putting in more of the good stuff, putting in less of the bad stuff. We can do better with detoxifying. And so, O2 drops, getting the oxygen with the minerals, are foundational. Okay. Remember, my mentor told me, he had nothing to do with this product, but he said, if you've got your hands on a great oxygen product, girl, you got a hold of something. He's the one that taught me that vitamins are important, but they don't even work in the body in the absence of minerals. So if you are thinking you're doing something with your 1-a-day vitamin, your Centrum Silver, you ain't even doing it. Probably not even absorbing that, right? Minerals, like 80% of all diseases can be traced back to a mineral deficiency. So you want to get your minerals right, but first you got to get your oxygen, then get the minerals. There's some minerals in here. So this is a proprietary blend of liquid stabilized oxygen and minerals to support your body at the cellular level, improving health at the cell level, the power of oxygen for optimal health. And you may want to look at this up. Dr. Stephen Krause, he is the formulator. Dr. Stephen Krause is the formulator of O2 drops. If you really want to get into the science and you're serious about this, once you order, I can send you a audio from Dr. Stephen Krause when he's really explaining the science behind it, how it works in the body, the safety and the efficacy of the product. You need to hear this. And there's even one talking about the O2 immune. So hit me up and give me some days. I'll get you that information. If you say, okay, I need some O2 drops, my family needs to have this, like, you really need to keep one in your purse, one in your medicine cabinet upstairs, one in your supplement cabinet, in your kitchen, different places in your home. And I got a bunch that I can go ahead and, you don't even have to order from the website. If you want to, fine, but you could cash at me and I can actually put this in the mail to you tomorrow. So, Tina said, yes, she put her knee healing testimony on YouTube, hoping it would help others. There are testimonies on YouTube. If you go to Boomy Moore O2 Drops, Boomy Moore O2 Drops testimonies, you'll see some testimonials over the years. I've had some testimonies from people that were so powerful. I was like, wait a minute, stop. Let me record this. And I would put them on speakerphone. And I made a video out of it. People who have been in car accidents and back pain and sciatic nerve pain and stuff from the military, and these oxygen drops is helping them. It's just amazing. So you can try to research some of that as well. But remember, there are not a lot of oxygen products out there, but not all are created equal. You want a kind that's pH balance. You want a kind that's safe enough for babies. A kind, if you can't use it in your eyes, you don't want it. This you can use under your tongue, in your eyes, in your nasal passages, in your ears, on the skin, for your pets, and even your plants. Because plants have cells too. Your fresh flowers will last even longer when you put this extra oxygen in their water bottles. Okay. Iona says, this is powerful. I just shared this video and shared privately in Messenger with 8 people to watch. Thank you so much for sharing, Iona. And that reminds me, guys, if you're watching this video, definitely share it. Sharing is caring. And what you want for yourself, which should be optimal health, you should want for other people. So please give us a heart, like some loves, leave some comments, share this on your wall, and share this with other people because our health is our greatest wealth. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. This is Boomy signing off. I'll wait to hear from you in Messenger or get with whoever shared this video with you. One last thing. Tina just said, the drops made my hairline and my eyebrows grow back also. Woo woo. All right, all right. First time I'm hearing about the eyebrows, but I am not surprised. Thank you for sharing those testimonies, Tina. All righty, guys. See you later. Bye bye. This is Boomy signing off.